I think the Bladecoil Serpent is going to slither right into lethal damage here. Deal 3 damage to everything. Unsummon. They unsummon the Serpent, but the Serpent can just come back with haste. So... now they give us a good game. Yeah, yeah. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode of Man of Man, and today we've got a juice up for you. Before we dig into the deck, make sure to leave a like. The button looks just like this, and it helps out the channel tremendously. I'd really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and dive right in. We got Grixis Pirates. Now, you have seen Is It Pirates before, but have you seen Grixis Pirates? Let's go ahead and start off with our little toy here. We got the Bladecoil Serpent. Whenever it enters the battlefield, for each 2 blue used to cast it, you're going to draw a card. For each 2 black, each opponent discards a card. And for red, this one's probably the most important in my opinion. It gains trample and haste +1/+0. Now, this is good versus obviously just to kind of finish games because we are a creature deck through and through. And it also helps versus like control decks when you really need to push for that extra damage, because we do not have any of the Restless cards here. They come in a little bit too slow, and because we are a little bit more tempo-y, creature-y, we don't have time to go for the Restless stuff here, so the haste really comes in handy. And I can't believe that I have a deck with the Bladecoil Serpent, because again, not really that good in standard, but that's why I like Alchemy. You can make things good in Alchemy. The Staunch Crewmate, also, you can reveal an artifact or a pirate with this card, so you actually can search for the Bladecoil Serpent rather easily. So I think 2 is just perfect here. Of course, you got the Roaming Throne. If you don't have that, we also can search with the Crewmate with the Roaming Throne and grab this puppy. We have so many different triggers that we can have with it. We got the Crewmate, Siren, Landlore Navigator. Let's go ahead and just kind of with the Breeches and the Landlore Navigator. Landlore Navigator, whenever this attacks, create a map token. If you play this on turn 2, alleviated of summoning sickness, go for Breeches on turn 3, swing in. With the Landlore Navigator, you create a map token, and then Breeches, you create a treasure token. So you can get a free thieving magpie, and once you do that, it is so hard for them to maintain tempo. Then you get a 1/3 flyer whenever it deals damage, draw a card. I mean, it gets out of hand quickly. Of course, we got Malcolm. We do have Negate to kind of get rid of those Sunfalls. The One Ring, if you play Alchemy, you know the One Ring is pretty much everywhere. I got Paths of Tuinvale, but let's go ahead and kind of get into the black cards here. So obviously, Bladecoil Serpent makes use of black mana, but Grixis Pirates makes use of Greedy Freebooter. Now, why is this good? Obviously, whenever it dies, scry 1 to create a treasure token. So you do need presence on the board for Breeches. So if you can get 1 extra body on the battlefield, especially you can drop a Greedy Freebooter, and then you have a whatever choice it is, Crewmate, Malcolm, Landlore Navigator on turn 2. But turn 1, I do like having that extra 1-drop alongside the Spyglass Siren. Obviously, this card's amazing, but having that extra freebooter is wonderful, and that is why we're running the Grixis colors. Obviously, let's get into the last one. Crucias, Titan of the Waves, Human Pirate. At the beginning of your end step, you may discard a card. If you do, create a treasure token, and then you get to choose higher or lower, basically, and then just choose a random card. You don't choose, you seek it, and it's a random card. But then we're creating treasure tokens with Breeches and Crucias, and then by that time you're gonna have all of the treasure tokens to get this big beefy Bladecoil Serpent, and then hopefully you just kind of like just pump it up to the high heavens and just drop this bad boy. But a lot of times you don't even really need the Bladecoil Serpent. The Brazen Boarding is also going to snag you a Spyglass Siren, Crewmate, or a Captain. We can't go in for the Beckett Brass because we don't have any way to make it deal excess damage. But the Brazen Boarding, really good card. It is a sorcery, but there are a lot of times where it is good. Kitesail Larcenist, because, you know, just getting rid of your opponent's creatures. But this is the deck. I think Grixis Pirates may be even better than Is It Pirates. Is it? I guess we'll see. So consider joining the channel. That would help me out as a content creator. I'd really appreciate that. And get ready to subscribe if you have not already. And without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Gene, how are we doing here, Gene? All right, we got 2 negates here, so hopefully we face a little bit something a little more control heavy. Sometimes negates, main decking the negates can come back to bite you, especially because a lot of times you do face like real creature heavy decks with like the legendary stuff and everything. So I did have an Is It Pirates deck in Alchemy and Standard actually, but they both did very well. But now we're gonna venture in to Grixis and see if the Grixis running Crucias and running some of the black cards, and especially our Serpent, if like it can kind of bear worth running. So Dreams of Steel and Oil. Unfortunately, the Crucias is gonna go away for this turn, so that kind of sucks. Brazen Boarding, let's go ahead and drop our Darkslick Shores and kind of make peace of what we got here. But Dreams of Oil and Steel. Don't see that a whole lot, but like I said, though, I mean, I still think we're okay here. Grafted Butcher. So this is going to be like the Phyrexians. Phyrexians have a little bit more toys to play with in Alchemy, so that's always nice to see. I think there's not a whole lot to do here. Captivating Crossroads, we can obviously come in untapped eventually. So I think we'll just kind of chill out for now. Let's drop you and just kind of hope to play a non-creature spell. Otherwise, this Grafted Butcher is going to get a little out of hand a little quickly. Phyrexian, okay, that is wonderful. Phyrexian Arena, that is actually like the best thing ever. They tap out and we get to negate them, so that works out very, very well. Alright, so we just take 2 here. That's not that bad. And now we can go for Brazen Boarding. We're looking good. In comes the Staunch Crewmate. Let's go for this. And there are certain times you do want to go for Serpent rather than Pirate, but I think we'll just go for Pirate just for now. We get a free Crewmate because of our Brazen Boarding. And what do we want to take here? Larcenist, Freebooter, or Navigator. I think it's just going to be a Larcenist. So next turn we can actually go for Larcenist and hold up Negate or Staunch Crewmate. So, I mean, it's pretty easy. I think as long as you get the Pirates smooth sailing, that's the whole name of the game. Alright, what you got for me here? Cut down, that's fine. The Staunch Crewmate already did his job. As soon as you play, hey, you did your job. You're a crewmate. That's what you do. So, in comes the Pouncer or Think, but not that big of a deal. Can we outpace this thing? Of course, we can go for the Kitesail Larcenist just to kind of get rid of it in general, but I think we'll just lose the life. Yeah, I think this is fine. I guess we'll just go for the Larcenist and just kind of get rid... I mean, we're not getting rid of it. We're not getting rid of it, but we are going to turn it into a treasure token. And I'm not going to go for the Crewmate. I know they see the Negate, but that's okay. I still want to hold up the Negate. I don't care if you see it. I want you to know that I have it. Infectious Inquiry. Well, I think we're going to have to negate that. That's a 3. That's, you know, we're countering something that costs 3 here. So I think it's pretty mana efficient. They just have 2 open. They can't go for the Grafted Butcher, so I think that was pretty good. Yeah, and just a Skull Dweller. Yeah, that negate was quite the move. Alright, so let's go for Captivating Crossroads. Always got to make sure you kind of balance out the colors here. So I guess we'll call blue. Blue is fine. And now we go for our Roaming Throne. Of course, we're going to call out... oh, that was a misclick. No, we're going to call out Pirate, and with our Staunch Crewmate, we're going to get 2 instances of this because of our little... Oh, there we go. Bladecoil Serpent. That is what I love about the Staunch Crewmate so much. You get to just pretty much search out for the Serpent. Now, what kind of sucks about the Serpent is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have the Cavern of Souls that we had Pirate for, so we don't get colored mana that way. We can still cast the Serpent, but we're going to lose out on one of those little, like, abilities from the Serpent. But it's okay. Sheldrick's Edict, that's fine. I guess we'll just get rid of the Crewmate. Doesn't really matter here. Let's see if they want to take the Menace ability, but slowly but surely, we are going to sail to victory, as pirates do. And what's lurking in the water? I mean, you have the pirates, we're smooth sailing, but there's something that's like lurking in the water below the captain's like ship. Like, what's going on here? That's right, it's the Bladecoil Serpent. And guess what? Now that we drop Shivan Reef, we're going to be able to drop that. We'll have 1 left over, but we don't really get anything from it. And I guess we'll just go ahead and do this. They don't have any hands, so no black. That's perfectly fine. Auto Tapper looking good. Right? Yeah. Do we want the most red? I think we want, yeah, we want 4 blue, 2 red. So let's see. Yeah, Auto Tapper looks good to me. We do take a little bit of pain, but that's okay. There's anything but pain coming, except for our opponent. We get the 2 draws here, and we get haste and trample as well. Bladecoil Serpent. Look at this thing. This card, this Bladecoil Serpent does not see any play in standard here. It is going to get blocked off by this Death Toucher, but still, the fact that we got to play this thing absolutely great. Hopefully there's more where that came from. I think with the Crewmate being able to search any artifact, I think this Bladecoil Serpent is going to be... I think it's going to be my new best friend for this deck. I really do. Skull Cap Snail. Exiles a card from the hand. That's fine. I think I'm just going to do the... Yeah, they just give it up. The Serpent applied enough pressure. There we go. Ricky Trooper. How you doing, Ricky? How we doing? Alright, he's got the Bladecoil Serpent. Hopefully we can make use of this pretty gosh darn quickly. Got 2 Captivating Crossroads, and when we are on the play, it does come in tapped, so that is a little bit awkward. So, and it's a little... I mean, you can make a case to mulligan this, but I'm really stingy. We get the Darkslick Shores. Everything's okay. Drop the Landlore Navigator. This Landlore Navigator, if you can drop this on turn 2 with a Breeches on turn 3, and get the Thieving Magpie on turn 3... I mean, that is a hard pace to keep up with if you're the opponent here. Meltdo's going to kill our Navigator, which is absolutely fine. You know, it's more of like a cherry on top rather than the actual base. We do get another Darkslick Shores, but we're not going to cast the Brazen Boarding anyway, so go for the Landlore Navigator. I think I slightly prefer the Navigator more as like a offensive type of card. The Crewmate's a little bit more for reinforcements. You know, he's a good crewmate, so. Melt-throughs on my creatures are not melt-throughs on my face, so that's completely fine. If we're not taking damage from this kind of Burny type deck, this card is everywhere, and I think it's one of the best design cards ever. If you're new to the channel, you know, or if you're not new to the channel, you've never heard me say that, but this card is absolutely wonderful. I'm a big fan of it. I'm not a fan of drawing a Negate. I wish I had the Negate for that, but it's okay. I guess we'll call out red, just so that we can go for the Brazen Boarding. And there's the Breeches. I think we're still going to go for Breeches and just hold up the Negate. I mean, this is an Is It deck. I do see they're running dragons, so we'll see what they play. Hopefully the Negate will prove to be fruitful. But yeah, I think we're sitting okay. I'm really liking how this deck's shaking out, especially with like all the treasure tokens that we can also make. The Bladecoil Serpent, we just don't really ever have a problem with it. I mean, it's usually pretty good, especially versus control decks, Esper control with like Rusko, if you're familiar with Alchemy. I mean, like the Rusko, obviously Sunfall, like Esper control. The Bladecoil Serpent giving it haste is like really, really nice. So I'm losing life here. What did I just lose? Hold on, what was that? C double? C double with Rona. Interesting deck. Really interesting deck. So with Cavern of Souls, you're going to have to be careful. You could call out Pirate, and because we are playing against a blue deck, I think I am going to call out Pirate just to be safe, so I can try and get my Breeches down. But you have to be careful. Sometimes you do want to go for Cavern of Souls and call Serpent, just for your Bladecoil Serpent, but now it's not that one of those times. It's just going for Breeches, make sure that we can't get countered, because we are facing blue, 4 untapped lands here. Lightning Strike, let's go for the Negate. Okay. No counter, and we negate it. Looking good here, looking good. Of course, we're going for a treasure token. Ba-bang. And eventually I mean, like I said, we're sitting here with that awkward Cavern of Souls. So with the Bladecoil Serpent, of course, it's a little bit awkward right now. Jaya, Fiery Negotiators. Hi. I think we're just going to go ahead and take the life again. Maybe one more turn. See what they have in their deck. It's a lot of burn spells. There's a lot of cheap things in here, so I think we can probably afford to maybe lose life one more time. Even though I'm a little nervous about it. I'm going to do it. All right, down to 8. I think, okay, so now we're definitely done. Because we are going to have to pain ourselves in with this Bladecoil Serpent. But first things first. Yeah, let's do this. I think this is fine. We can make it unblockable with the Breeches. But I think going for the Brazen Boarding is fine. Let's create more treasure. Just so that we can really beef up this Bladecoil Serpent. And I guess, well, it's close. It's close. I think I actually kind of want to attack their face. Yeah, we're gonna pay no respect to Jaya. I think we're just looking to kind of kill you quickly. So down to 13 and down to 10, we can drop the Captivating Crossroads. You never really want to drop your lands before you can go for Breeches. And now we're gonna drop this fat Bladecoil Serpent. And so I got a little risky there. We paid absolutely no respect to Jaya, so maybe Jaya makes us pay here. But they're already down to 10, and we have this Bladecoil Serpent. Of course, we can beef it up. We can draw cards. We can have our opponent discard cards if they get lower in like the you know, hand department. Just kind of depends. And we also have this treasure token. We also have to kind of weigh out that we can take damage from our pain lands. I think we actually don't even have any pain lands, but we got other than the Sulfurous Springs, of course. Kidoki. Unsummon, that is pretty annoying, I can't even lie, but that's okay. So unsummon on Breeches. They only have 3 more sources left. 1 blue, 2 Izzet colored lands, and then they have the Pouncer of Ornthink. Again, thank you. I forgot your name, but whoever educated me on how to say the Ornthink. I'm not really familiar with Lord of the Rings in general, so appreciate that. Elusive Otter, okay. Sure. And we're definitely going to let our opponents draw a card. Yeah, we're definitely letting them draw the card. Cannot afford anything. We're at 8 life. That would, I would think, pretty good chance there that'd be lethal. So do your scry action, and whatever you scry, I'm just going to let you have it, because not looking too... I mean, I don't want us to be opponent draws a card. That's fine. Sometimes I have done a misclick, and it is pretty terrifying when you do that. So, all right, let's do this. Let's kind of count this out. If I go for Breeches, yeah, we're still gonna have enough to go for Bladecoil Serpent. So let's go ahead and make use of our Cavern of Souls. That doesn't really benefit the Bladecoil Serpent, and then we can make the Elusive Otter. We can make the Elusive Otter on not be able to block with Breeches, and if we go for Bladecoil Serpent, I think we can do this. Just trying to think here. Yeah, Bladecoil Serpent. Let's do this. They have 4 cards in their hand. If they had like 2, it would be a little bit better to go for like the black to get them to discard, but I kind of just want the red here, so let's just do this. Pay 0, and we can actually go for Greedy Freebooter on the back end. I think this is pretty good. Bladecoil Serpent. So we got our... I think we got the captain. We got the captain. We got Breeches, and the Bladecoil Serpent is lurking in the water, following the pirate's ship. Here we go. If you don't have any sort of... Even a lightning strike wouldn't even be enough because we got 4 toughness. I think the Bladecoil Serpent is going to slither right into lethal damage here. All right, let's swing in. Yep, I think we're just going to have to swing in here. Yeah, I mean, Breeches can make you unblockable, the Elusive Otter. I am projecting... Hopefully we don't get, like, unsummoned, but even if that does happen, I still don't think we're, like, in trouble. So, let's go ahead and make you unblockable. Fingers crossed, no unsummon. Oh, shore up. Okay, so shore up. I mean, it does have prowess, so they could probably trade with the Bladecoil Serpent. Now we're a little nervous. I guess it's better than an unsummon, though. We still want to keep the pressure on. We do have Trample on the Bladecoil Serpent as well. So, yeah, I mean, this Elusive Otter is a pretty cute card. I've never really played with it. Yeah, I was going to say, you can't block the captain. That would be lethal, so that would not be good. So we're going to take them down to 1. Okay. I'm going to drop the Greedy Freebooter. Again, in these weird colors of Izzet, the worst thing they could do, I would think, is just swiping the board, and then we get the Greedy Freebooter to scry. So worst case scenario, the Greedy Freebooter, probably still good to drop this.
Wisdom.
Unsummon, shore up. This doesn't really help them. I think they could drop like some sort of burn down the house, Brotherhood's End or whatever. I always forgot that name. The Brotherhood's End? Is that what it's called? Deal 3 damage to everything. Unsummon. They unsummon the Serpent, but the Serpent can just come back with haste. So, now they give us a good game. Yeah, yeah. GG's. Garfield, I got some lasagna for you. Good lord. Okay, so this is a pretty good hand. Especially the only way it could be better if we were on the play, because then we go for the Navigator. If you can get the Navigator to survive, and you get a Breeches to create the treasure token and Landlore Navigator, I mean it's pretty much game over. But Herbology Instructor, interesting. Okay, well let's go ahead and get down our Darkslick Shores. And yeah, so just drop the Navigator. I'm not swinging in here. I know we get the treasure token, but I want to keep the board presence for our Breeches. And like I said, even with Grixis, I like the Greedy Freebooter because you do get that extra like kind of thing to attack in with the Breeches. You have more board presence. You need those cards or the pirates to be able to attack for more Breeches triggers earlier. So in Grixis, we do have the Greedy Freebooter. In Izzet, you can run the Goblin that gets haste if you have an artifact, but that's not until later anyway, so... I think the Greedy Freebooter is way better. So, a little floody, but that's okay. And I see a Tranquil... So, what even is this? I mean, this looks to be, Golgari, some sort of dino type of stuff here. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't get the... Like, see, right now, we can't really swing in with the Navigator. This is actually 1000 IQ. This is why I love the Freebooter. Let's say they block here. We're going to get a... No. Oh, they are! No way! Oh, my gosh. So not only, this is so wonderful, not only do we get the Scry, Crucias, Titan of the Waves, let's go ahead and keep our Pirate that we're going to go ahead and run Grixis for, and now we get a Thieving Magpie because Breeches created the treasure token and then the death trigger on the Greedy Freebooter. They absolutely should have let that go, because now we get that free Thieving Magpie, yeah, like, oh my gosh. Couldn't have asked for a better sequencing of events there, so... I guess I probably should explain that, and then I think I already have explained the Navigator, but the Navigator, Alchemy card, if 2 exile target player's graveyard, that doesn't do anything, I really don't care. Yeah, if you get 2 artifacts to come into the battlefield at the same turn, you get a free Thieving Magpie. So this 1/3 flyer is looking pretty good. And yeah, this is looking really wonderful. Obviously with Breeches, we swing in with Breeches, we can make something unblockable. The Thieving Magpie is not a pirate, it is a birdie. But I don't think they have any reach, so let's go ahead and swing in with the Thieving Magpie. I can't swing in with the Navigator, unfortunately, so let's go ahead and make so a target creature can't block this turn, and then they're not going to want to double block anyway, or just maybe they could just chump block. But if we didn't do that, they would do that. So yeah, this is not the way. We have first strike, so we just kill you first before you deal any damage, and then we just bounce off each other. So definitely just can't really ask for a better start here. I mean, this is looking pretty good. Let's go for Pyro. I am running 2 of the Crucias, Titan of Waves. Love this card so much. Obviously a little cloggy right now, but it's okay. Let's discard this. And like I said, we're going to get another treasure token. Let's call it Ambitious. So we get a random card that's greater, and we get a Brazen Boarding. At this point, I mean, we are looking dynamite. Even if they do have like a Grixis command, which is be like the best thing they could have within these colors, I still think we're fine. I mean, I really do. A Tranquil Frill. This card does not really hurt us that much. The Frillback is a good card. It just unfortunately doesn't do too much for us. They can kind of take away one of our treasure tokens or gain some life. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter here. The Pirates are just, like, we're just getting going in the worst type of ways for them. So if we go for Brazen Boarding, we only get a Siren. I mean, it's not bad. I guess I would rather kill the, I guess I would rather just kill that Instructor thingy. Because the Frillback and this other thing, the 3/3s aren't really a problem. So I guess we just kind of kill the thing that evolves. But, whatever. Let's go ahead and kill you, I guess. So we just get the Spyglass Siren. I guess, yeah, we'll just kind of do that. I mean, I don't know. I think we're, like, looking pretty gosh darn good. I'm going to go for the map token on the Navigator so that I can swing in with the Navigator itself. And this is looking dynamite. Let's swing in. Now the Navigator creates a map token. We're going to get another Thieving Magpie. Let's make it so you can't block. So if you do, we can just kind of get rid of the Instructor here so they can't transform. Then we got the Larcenist. And we're going to get another Crucias. They give us a nice, and thank you, Garfield. And yeah, like I said, this is just like the maximum amount that we can pop off, and we show it off here. Lavalram, how we doing here? Looking good. Paths of Tuinvale, this card is wonderful. I really hope that we can kind of make use of it, because when it's good, it's great. When you use this and you get the maximum efficiency of it, bounce your own creature, make it less, make the opponent's creature more, it is just so good. But oh, Scalding Viper. I actually just dropped a deck pretty recently here with the Scalding Viper. It was actually an Explorer deck, but with like the Torbrand and everything. But Scalding Viper is a 10 out of... This card is so underused, it's absolutely criminal. Obviously, I'm going to keep up our Greedy Freebooter back, just so I can like hold this Negate and hopefully trade with the Scalding Viper. Of course, I don't want to play anything, because it does, you know, pepper us for 1 damage if we cast something here. Ren's Resolve, I think I am going to negate this. Excuse me. I think I am. Just let's negate this. I know we take 1, that's fine. That's a small price to pay. Definitely not. I don't think they're going to swing in, because that's a horrible trade for them. And, you know, dropping Crucias obviously does seem pretty great. Oh man, I kind of screwed up there, because now we take 1 unnecessary damage. Well, yeah, we take 2, but we take 1 that's unnecessary. I could have made it red with the Captivating Crossroads, because I was kind of thinking for going for the Freebooter. Now that I have committed to not going for Freebooter, I guess we'll just do that, because we can't play it anyway, because we get the treasure token on our end step. So, yeah, we committed to the Crucia, so I think we kind of just had to double down on our maybe mistake. I don't know. Well, that's... You know, they kind of have a monstrous rage here. If they're going to swing in here, obviously I have the 1/1. I want to keep the Crucias. Man, this sucks a lot. They have to have a monstrous rage, or they wouldn't be doing this. But I'm just thinking, should I catch their bluff and swing with both? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say, wow. Okay, so maybe they don't. I would think they would still want to play it, even if they did have it. Oh, they have a Brotherhood's End. Okay, well, that's actually not the end of the world. Let's scry you away. I think we've got enough land here. And we get another treasure token. And now we're looking okay. Now I'm going to go for Breeches. Again, taking this Pain land. I really should have dropped that Captivating Crossroads for red. Very, again, against burn, it does matter. In most decks, it wouldn't matter. We just kind of try to stabilize the board. But right now, it does matter. So it's kind of unfortunate. But we'll still be okay. So we got this Breeches here at Brotherhood's End. Let's go for the Path of Tuinvale. That's fine. Yep. That's fine. And now Breeches only cost 2. That's nice. And they completely miss here. Now I am a little nervous here. They just dropped 2 Brotherhood's End. So if I mean, I don't know about you. If they have a 3rd one in the top 15 cards of their deck, like, I think I just accept my defeat. Yeah, this is okay here. Let's hold a path, like, oh, hair. This is alright. I think we're okay here. I think we're just going to actually just use the Paths of Tuinvale. Because what I'm going to want to do, well, now that Breeches cost 2, now it's a little bit more of a decision. I think I can go for my turn. Let's go for Breeches, because the Breeches Navigator combo is pretty much undefeated. I don't want to burn the treasure token just yet. I think we'll be okay, especially if we can kind of get rid of the O'Hare here. So let's go ahead and get rid of the, not get rid of the O'Hare technically, but a treasure token. Swing in here, and of course Breeches and the Landlore Navigator is just a pair made in heaven, because you get a map token, you get a treasure token, and last but not least, you're going to get a beautiful Thieving Magpie. So let's use the map token. Get that out of the way, get a nice little land drop here. Of course, that is the also, I've been talking about the upside of Grixis, is having, you know, Crucias, Greedy Freebooter. That's the downside. In Alchemy, you don't get all those pretty lands. You don't get, all those, like, lands from, like, the Innistrad block are not legal, so you do have to run a lot of pain lands, and versus Burn, it does prove to be quite difficult. O'Hare, oh, so, okay, so O'Hare, they already have one technically, and they just scoop it up. Good game. 11. Ill Evan. How you doing, Ill Evan? Alright. Looking good here. I think we're just going to start off with the Spyglass Siren. Get a little map token going. I think we'll be okay. We get the Roaming Throne. Alright, man. The Roaming Throne, I will say, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. A lot of people will throw in the Roaming Throne in a lot of decks. And, I don't know. Like I said, I think it actually, like, significantly makes this deck better because we have so many triggers. There are a few other decks that I think are, like, you know, solid with it, but I think mostly people kind of try to force them into tribal decks where it kind of still doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's just my opinion. I don't want to be negative, though. I love the Roaming Throne. I'm just glad that we have this deck can run it very, very well. But all right, so we got the Heartflame Duelist, the Flame Swordsman. Shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh! Are there any ex-Yu-Gi-Oh players out there? Because come on, that Yu-Gi-Oh is definitely what I played in the early to mid 2000s. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go, just because I want to have Breeches out so we can get the most amount of triggers from Breeches, and I can't get an extra, I can't get extra stuff going without the Spyglass Siren. Plus, Breeches does have First Strike, a little risky here, but I think we'll be okay. Let's go ahead and create the treasure token. Exile the top card of our library. We are running 1-drops. We are running Spyglass Siren, and we are running the Greedy Freebooter. So there's definitely a chance that we can snag something that we can play if it costs 1. Get lost is unfortunate, but especially with the Landlore Navigator, of course you know how we do. And it is close. If we had a 4th land here, I probably would use the map token, but because we don't, I'm just going to go ahead and keep the treasure token. Alright, Nazgul comes out to play. And, you know, if we can get the Roaming Throne out, I mean, I could trade here. They just give it... oh, man, they made that decision easy. Alpha. How you doing? Let's see here. I'm going to probably keep this. It is a little sketchy, just because, obviously, the negates can be... I mean, we're running negates for a reason. Negate is, like... I mean, I think it's, like, a really... It's never dead versus almost anything except for the Joda decks. The Joda, obviously, they don't run any non-creatures. It's pretty much all creatures. But other than that, I mean, Negate is... That's the only deck that you can play against it. But, excuse me. All right, Alpha, let's see what you got here. We got Alpha. Let's do a little quiz action, because Larcenist, or I want to drop the Larcenist on the Landlore. I don't know if I do. But let's go ahead and do a little bit... I mean, I guess we do, because we have the Brazen Boarding. I guess we'll just kind of slow them down. It doesn't feel great, but... So you got Alpha. Like I said, this is back... When I first started playing, obviously there's Alpha, Beta, Unlimited, Revised, and then after that, I'm not really sure offhand, especially. But with Alpha, the first... Wingbane Venusaur. This is okay. Hopefully they kind of take a Savage Stomp instead of a, or Naturalize instead of a Savage Stomp, which they don't, which is okay. Well, this Venusaur thing has Reach, right? Yeah, this Venusaur has Reach. So this Brazen Boarding deals 4 damage. So the only way we can really kind of play around this is if we swing in, because it's also a sorcery, so we're going to have to play it on our turn. It has Reach. 4/5 with Reach. If I swing in here and they block, we can trade, and then we can go for Brazen Boarding. So I really don't imagine... I imagine they would block. They'll see why they really... Wow, they don't. Wow, they don't. Oh my god, what the heck? Oh, okay. I guess we really don't have any other choice but just kind of make it a treasure and go on with it. But back to what I was saying, I think I first started playing Magic during the Innistrad block, which is kind of hilarious. Because I was so new to the game and I wasn't really playing super competitively. And Bonehorde Dracosaur is a huge issue. Let's go and drop our Breeches. Oh my god, story time's gonna have to wait for another time because this is rough. Now I'm sweating. Alright, so we can make this so that you can't block this turn. So let's create a treasure token. The problem here is that first strike. The first strike is really the issue here because we have this Brazen Boarding that's doing absolutely nothing. We do have Breeches, which is not doing anything. So this Dracosaur is one of like the most kill on-site creatures I've ever seen. The first strike is a problem because we're trying to rely on this Brazen Boarding to kill the Dracosaur, and we can't deal enough damage to kill it. And now that it has first strike, oh, another one. Oh, this is rough. Okay, I don't know how we're gonna deal with these. We definitely have bounce spells. We have ways that we can deal with this. Savage Stomp. No, okay, I guess we can kind of negate this. Okay, that kind of buys us a little turn. That buys us a turn. I kind of hope they do swing in. Oh, they don't. Okay, so Darkslick Shores. I guess we might as well not. Well, this is rough. I think we're gonna have to swing in with Breeches. Let's just get everything here because I'm hoping that they use Breeches. Let's go ahead and cancel you out. And I'm hoping at least that they block Breeches because then they have first strike. That's okay because without first strike, we at least deal 3 damage to it, and now we can at least use Brazen Boarding on the Dracosaur. Okay, so now we can at least kill one, because otherwise, without the first strike, we can't kill it. Fingers crossed for a Larcenist. I do not see a Larcenist, unfortunately. We're just going to need another way to kill creatures. Okay, so we at least get rid of one, and we can hold up another Negate. Oh, gosh. That was a godsend that we could get rid of one of these, but 2 of these is going to prove to be an issue. Caldera Breaker. Okay, this thing does all the mountains. I have made a few decks with this. I really like this card as well, so shout out to you, Alpha. I like your deck right now. And they're going to deal damage. I don't think it really cares. They do have enough to pay the ward cost. It's fine. It's not really fine. I go give him a nice, though. I do like this card a lot, and it doesn't see a whole lot of play, so kudos to you. We draw into a land, which is brutal here. Oh my god, this Dracosaur is going to be able to get just way, way too much value, but hopefully let's go ahead and not drop our land so we can call Greater, and what do we get here? We get a Breeches. It's okay, but as you can see, like, look at that. That is so intimidating. Exile 2, you can play 2, you get a 3-1 every time you get like a non-land or whatever. You get a Vantasaur, and this is looking pretty rough here, but we're going to fight it. We do have the Negate, so if they go for the Savage Stomp, pretty much just like a fight spell, we can go ahead and negate it. Yep, gonna have to negate. Yep, sure. Oh god, this is gonna be rough. We gotta get rid of this Dracosaur, and now this Breaker, we can bounce it back up to the hand. If we can bounce the Breaker back to your hand, I mean that's pretty much golden right there. All right, so this is a 6/6 coming to my face. I think I'm just gonna have to take it. Yeah, down to 13 we go. Ooh, a Bladecoil Serpent. Okay, Bladecoil Serpent. Can I use this to like draw a bunch of cards? Bladecoil Serpent is probably the best thing we could draw here. I say the Bonehorde Dracosaur. It's the first strike that really, really makes Bonehorde Dracosaur really a pest right now. So what's like the most we can do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can go for a Bladecoil Serpent. And, well, actually, we have the Cavern of Souls with Pirate, so we can't, again, the Cavern of Souls does kind of come back to bite us. I think what we're going to have to do is go in for Bladecoil Serpent for 6, and then I think we're just gonna hit the max blue. Let's not do that. Let's call 6. Sorry, let's start. I know I always goof this up when I'm on the spot here, but I gotta go for Bladecoil Serpent. Maybe I go for Breeches first to create. Man, it's just so hard. All right, let's go for Breeches, and then we're gonna swing in, create a treasure token. We're gonna have to just beef up the Serpent. Like, yeah, I kind of maybe goofed that up here. If I drop the Serpent, it doesn't really do anything. I draw cards, but like the Dracosaur has first strike. So even if I give it haste, we gotta get this Dracosaur to swing in on us or something. Like we gotta find an opening here. Rampaging Brontodon. Oh my god, this card. Whenever this attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each land you control. So they're probably looking to go for the Breaker. Oh my god, they're looking for the Breaker to give all the lands onto the battlefield. So that is actually really awesome. 5/5 in the air. Okay, so they do. They're doing this. Breeches does have first strike, so we can kind of pick off one of these tokens here. And I guess we could probably trade a crewmate. I suppose it's not sexy, but we kind of have to. I mean, this is a 6/6 and a 5/5. What we can do with Breeches, Breeches does survive. Or actually, no, Breeches does not survive. Or Breeches does survive, but I don't know if we're gonna survive for next turn. So we can make the Myth Weaver unblockable. The Bladecoil Serpent can have haste, but I think what happened here is the Dino or the pirates sailed ship and found land with dinosaurs, and I think we're about to get back on the ship. Because I think we kind of got outmanned and outgunned. So we'll just go out on our own terms here. Go for the Bladecoil Serpent and tap ourselves out. Good game. Vatos, how you doing here? Hopefully we can make it toast. I go for the Darkslick Shores, go for a Greedy Freebooter. We do need, as long as we can get into one more form of land, then we got the Crucias and Breeches making treasure tokens, then there's absolutely no worries. So, Swift Sphere, I am tempted to block here. I really am. You know what? I think I'm going to do it. We get a treasure token, and we get to scry to find our land. So yeah, get rid of the Breeches, and I think this is probably the best move. Another Breeches. I love Breeches so much, but I think this is the move. I really do. If we don't block there, our turn, not only do we draw into another Breeches, but really, really awkward. Now, the only question is here, do I go for, I think Bladecoil Serpent costs a little too much versus aggro. But we do have 2 Breeches. I don't know. It's close. It is close, but ultimately, I guess we just ditch the Breeches. The Bladecoil Serpent can get them to discard, and I think that's the best thing I like. So let's say they tap out on turn 3, and we can go for the Bladecoil Serpent, because we are going to be able to make some more treasure tokens here. And I think getting them to discard will be like the best option for the Bladecoil Serpent. So got to keep it in mind. I am looking for black cards here. So Cavern of Souls, I guess I'll call, is close. I guess we'll go, because I guess we'll call Pirate, just so that I don't have to take any damage or use the treasure token. Because we're going to be able to generate enough tokens here with the Bladecoil Serpent. I'm not going to use the Crewmate. Nope. Nope. So, yep, and turn, let's go for Crucias. I think we're going to get rid of, the Brazen Boarding is looking good. They only kept the 1 landed hand, presumably, so that's pretty great, I guess. You know what? I think I might go for Expedient, go for Lesser, see if we get a land, and then land is actually really, really good in this instance. So, I guess keeping the Bladecoil, I guess we'll do this. Monsters Rage. They do have the prowl. Okay, so they go over it. That's fine. I mean, even if they did have the best thing they could have, which is a Monstrous Rage, I think it's still okay. We got this Brazen Boarding, and we got a Paths of Tuinvale. I don't even think we're gonna have to go for the Bladecoil Serpent right now, but man, it is fun. I guess we'll do it just for yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. Like just screw it. This is, I mean, we have I'm running the Bladecoil Serpent. This card. Oh, no, let's not do that. What am I doing here? Complete Braveheart. X does not equal 6. That makes no sense. It would have been that. Well, I don't really feel like clicking all the buttons again. Let's just do it. I don't even really care. Maybe I probably should be more black to get them to discard. But if I draw, I guess that's pretty good too. So whatever. Let's go ahead and draw 2 cards. It's not the end of the world. I think I am going to swing in and just trying to outrace them. I wouldn't do this. I would not do. Let's go ahead and get rid of Darkslick Shores. That's coming tapped. I wouldn't do this if they had an actual, like, lands, but because they only have 1 land, they can't do 11 damage to us, and we do have lethal if they can't block us. So I've got 2 forms of removal, and I guess we'll just have a little bit of fun with the Bladecoil Serpent. Swift Spirit, and if they don't have another thing, we want to hope this Paths of Tuinvale. Oh, they actually, I think this is just a good game. So, Paths of Tuinvale, and you know what? If you keep a 1 landed hand, you deserve everything that happens to you, and they know what's coming. Curtains, baby.